Hi, this is Naomi with the Naomi Butler Show, and today I'm going to kind of start a redo. You're seeing what I had gessoed over, and I'm kind of starting all over in a way. And forgive my voice, I've had a little bit of a throat thing going, nothing major. And so I know you can't see my palette. Let me show you my palette. I've got ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, and cerulean blue, if you can see all of those. And then I've got some different reds and yellow and a cat orange and some other colors along the way. And I want to show you this one. This one's called Australian Gum, and it is just the most beautiful color. It's from Matisse Structure, and it's just beautiful. It's kind of like a mixed peach color. And then I've got some Dioxanon purple and some violet and carbon gray in the corner, black, some different browns. Got burnt sienna, some titanium buff, just a few different colors. And then in the middle, I have the white gesso and I have matte medium. So on some of this, I'm going to be using straight paint. Some of it I'll be mixing it with a matte medium, some with the white, and I'll try to tell you what I'm doing. But I'm trying to give you the full picture of the painting because I'm going to redo pretty much everything. So I've got some cerulean blue, cobalt blue, and I'm going to mix some of those. And I'm going to put a little bit of this red, I think it's Cad Red Light. And then I'm going to add some white. So it's making a good dark grayish purple. And I'm going to test that out for this area, which it's lighter than what I had before. But I like it. It's just a beautiful color, and I'll have to mix it over and over to kind of get that same color. And I'm doing some purplish gray here instead of just the gray. And then I'm going to take some white and add to it and kind of start blending it to go towards this other area. And in blending, I take it up and around, and I am going to kind of soften that at the top. If you can see, I'll soften it with some other white later, but I just wanted to give that effect of a purplish hue in this area. And also I'm going to take some of this in these areas. That was too blue. I grabbed some of the blue, so I need to take that back over there. Add a little white in it. And this will get painted over a few times, but I need to mix more of that purplish color. I'm just playing right now, so this may have many different layers to it. I may mix some of this up and just kind of blend it. It's too blue. I'm going to make a little bit more purplish color. This is going to move a little slow, but that's okay. I'm just trying to show you how I'm starting it all over. And some of these colors will blend into others. But right now I'm just taking some of this and seeing what we can do. Okay. Since I've got that started, I may eventually add some of it down here too, but I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to take some cobalt blue, a little white, and a little ultramarine. I may add some cerulean. I'm just mixing all the blues together with some more white, because what I had on here was a little turquoise. So I'm going to kind of start a lighter of that color I had. Even though I kind of want it a little darker at the top. So I'm going to come back in with some darker at the top, and then we'll blend it down into a lighter color as we go down. I'll add a little white. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm trying to kind of get rid of that turquoise look, if you can see. I'm adding some white into that to blend it. I'm going to just take it all the way down, because that had some green to it. Sometimes your colors don't come out exactly like you want them to. And it's okay to start all over. This is just showing you that sometimes you just have to begin again. So I'm trying to just keep it where the camera can see it and how I'm blending it. You can see I covered over those wispy white clouds, and I'll create some more of those after this dries. But for now, I've got some of the color going that I wanted, and then I'm going to take that same color and take it back down in here and lighten this up. It was just too dark for me. And all of this redo is just because I didn't feel like it was right. I posted some photos on my Instagram, which is at Naomi.Butler, which shows where I had worked on this one quite a while and took a photo, and then I worked on it even further, but it just wasn't working. So I'm going off the grid. I'm going off the photo. I'm just going to kind of do my own thing and see how it all turns out. I'll take a little bit more white into this, because you blend dark down to lighter colors as you go down the sky. So I'm kind of adding a little bit more white to this, and I may come back in it later with even a lighter color. But I think I'm more happy with it this time than I was with that turquoise type color. And I just added some straight white into this to lighten it up. For now, that may be all the blending that I do in here until that dries. And acrylic dries pretty quick. But you can see it's darker down to lighter. And I'm kind of happy with that. Okay, I'm also going to take, I'm going to rinse my brush. And I'm going to try my best to get some of this color that I wanted for this salmon color, if you will, sky. I really like this Australian gum, and I'm going to add some white to it. Just straight, and see what it does with some white. This alone may be close to the color I want, but I'm adding quite a bit of white because it's kind of a strong color. And I took, if you see this, I took my horizon line down further. You see this line, this pencil line? I used a ruler and I just took it down further because I wanted my horizon to be lower. And because it's all about the sky and the cloud in this one instead of the water. And I will do maybe something cool in the water to show waves. Who knows what I'll do. But this color here seems to be really working. I'm going to take it all the way across, and I may cover it with some gray clouds. Who knows? But I'll see how that goes later. This is just going to be kind of a wispy cloud area instead of all the dark grays that I'd put in it before, with mainly this sky showing, the sunshine and the pretty sky, and we'll see what happens. Just kind of stay with me. Take some of it up here, a little bit further. And because the sun is going to be more focused down here, this color up higher is going to be a little lighter. I'll blend it into the white here more later. But again, I may come in with some gray wispy clouds through all this mix of salmon, and sometimes it's good just to blend with your fingers until you get what you really want. May have turned that too much for you, sorry. And now I'm going to take some white in with that Australian gum color and really brighten up this big cloud. Kind of turn it on its side so you can see what I'm doing. And this may get quite a few coats. So there may be a few parts to this. You never know how it's going to end up. You don't want all your shapes to be the same with these gray areas. And I kind of had them a little darker than what I wanted. So I'm going over them with a little white and some of that lighter salmon color, so they don't just jump out at you. as you layer, it just really creates the depth, and you never know what colors will kind of show through. But as you can see, as I'm going over this white again, some of that sunshine peachy color is showing through, and some of the gray that was here. I'm going to kind of take some white into that area, because I do want some white of this huge cloud to come through. I'm going to take it down further than it was. This will look a lot different when it's all said and done. I guarantee it. No telling how different it will look as we go along. Just took some water and kind of spread it around here to see what wispy clouds we can make up here. We could even take that further up here and create some wispy, because we've got a little bit of that white mixture on our brush in the water. We're not going to just put straight white in it right now. And I'm going to let that kind of dry in that area. And I may make some, I love this carbon gray or whatever it is. I'm going to kind of do some gray with it and add a tiny, tiny bit of Dioxanon purple and a tiny bit of cerulean blue. And maybe just see what color we get if we want some little wispy clouds coming out of this area. We don't want them all to look the same, so we may play around with this, blend them together in areas. Remember, we had some other clouds here last time, and there's no exact placement of those, so I'm just kind of playing. I may cover them up again, but right now we're just letting some wispy clouds go this direction. And I may add some of this color in here and lighten it up towards the bottom of that. Okay. Now, when the sun, I'm going to have the sun kind of be brighter in this area. So I may make some darker areas here with a little burnt sienna. Like right in here. And some matte medium. Just take that down in. I use my fingers sometimes. And then maybe over here as well, so that we're balancing out that darker color. And I'll come back in with some more to darken it up later. But for right now, we're gonna let that stay there. And if we want to take some darker color across the horizon, we might take some ultramarine blue, and I may put a little matte medium in it on top of this, but I might want to wait until it dries. I think I'll wait over there. I'm going to wait for that. I'm just using my tip on the brush right now. All right. Can you tell it's looking just a little different? I need to fix these up here. I'm going to take some white and some matte medium and just kind of go over these a little bit to take them down a notch. And I'll probably come back with that again. I just didn't want them to be so dark of a gray. This Australian gum and this purplish color that I created are going to be really good because they're complementary. And it's going to have some yellow and purple to it, and so those are complementary. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow in that Australian gum, a little bit more white in this area right here. Lighten it up a little bit. Probably too yellow. I'll go back in with some of that. Too yellow. Again, I may have to let that dry and fix it after it dries. Or, one thing you can do is you can kind of wipe it out. If you're not crazy about it, sometimes it'll kind of come out a little bit, and you can go back in and put some of the color you want. I'm kind of mixing right on the canvas, you can tell that. So it's got some of the white and the Australian gum mixed, and you're going to see a lot of different colors peeping through this cloud. That it's a gorgeous cloud, and we're not through with it. I'm going back over some of these a little bit more white, and I still had some of that other color on the brush. It's okay. We're trying to make the angle of this cloud like this, and then we'll bring in some wispiness and bright around it with straight white. And I'll kind of do some little wispiness here with bringing some of that out with the brush like that as I go around it. So there's no cloud that has really, I don't know, sharp edges. You've got some wispiness going on with clouds. So you see what I'm doing here. Kind of bring in some of that wispiness in various places. Over that other blue that I already put on. Which is probably nearly dry. Like by the time you get through with one area with acrylics, it might be dry to go back in the other area and see what you can do. I'm not crazy about this bright salmon color here, so I'm gonna soften it up with some white. And it's where I had some of that more yellow color that I didn't really want it to be yellow. So, take some matte medium into this, spread it around. Matte medium makes a good, I guess if you want to have a little transparency, and I like using it if I want to kind of glaze a little bit. And you can see I'm kind of glazing over this other color with a little mixture of white and matte medium. So it's softening up that yellowish color that I had down. And I'm going to turn it this way so you can see it again. I'm trying not to have exact shapes like the other one had. Some of those shapes that look like animals. And I was not happy with that, even though that was what was on the reference photo, but I'm going totally off that reference photo and just kind of doing my own thing here. Seeing how it comes out. And when I get through with this today, it may take a few parts to this to get it like I want, but I want to have a strong composition. I want to have some good colors in it, and not just muted colors. There will be some darks in here as well, but I'm kind of liking where this is going, and I may have to bring some more of that purplish color to create some more wispy clouds that are going this direction. And so let me just see how far I can take it today. I haven't even cleaned my brush, and I'm going back into that color that I had made into a light purple to kind of bring some of those across and over. And I'll probably get rid of that. But I like this color that might be part of some of this. Sorry. I forget when I'm trying to make sure you see it on the camera. I'm gonna make some more wispy up here. Maybe a whole lot of wispiness going on around. Maybe do some more of these. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let you kind of see what I've got going here, and I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of different stuff in the water, I'm sure, but for now, I'm liking where this is going better than it was before, because the other had so many of those weird animal shapes to the clouds, and I like the randomness of this better. So I'm gonna stop for now and let me know what you think. I'm gonna let this dry and come back on the next part. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Naomi Butler Show. You're gonna see other videos besides art and painting. You're gonna see videos about fashion and cancer and cooking and all business and all kinds of stuff. So hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching and subscribing.